Scheduled meeting. Are you all set, Kate, with the tape?
Yep.
This regularly scheduled meeting of the City of Syracuse Landmark Preservation Board. It's being presented through WebEx. Today is June 18th, 2020. President at today's meeting are, Kate, can you go through that?
Have Dan Leary, Don Radke, let's see, Jeff Romano, Julia Marshall, and Lisa Tonsi, and Tom Cantwell should be joining us. And actually, if I could, and I'm Kate Atwater, and if I could ask everyone to mute themselves, because I'm hearing a little bit of feedback.
Okay. All right, thank you. To accept the minutes from the prior meeting. Anybody want to move? Okay, do we have a second? Okay, terrific. Any changes, modifications? Hearing none, seeing none, all in favor of accepting the minutes, say aye, raise your hand, wave.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. There is no old business. We're going to move right to the project site review since Jim is on the line here. So you're on.
Let's see if I can, all right.
Morning, everyone. Kate, I don't know if you have like our presentation package there. Can you give me control?
Let's see, let me see if I can, what do I have to do? I think I have to sign you, sign control, hold on. Make this participant a pretend, okay, here we go. Hold on, Jim. All right.
If we could get the elevation up, the front elevation.
Okay. Jim, you should now be in control.
Okay, let me see now. So if I open up this, can you see my screen? Can you see present?
We're seeing you at the moment.
Seeing me. Okay. And
let's see here. Do you have anything that says share on it?
I do not. Let's see more options here. No.
Kate, if you can get the front elevation up, you can work off
Contact.
of that.
All right. So let's see if you can.
At the bottom of your screen, it should have an arrow going up to share.
Yeah, I know. I'm on the. No, I can see Julia. Can you see?
You're okay. There you go. You got it.
There you go.
Yep. Okay, so this is a pretty simple one. So 413 South Warren, it has been a pretty ugly mess for many, many years. It was a bagel shop. It's been a Chinese restaurant. But back in the 20s, it was this kind of cute little two-story building that you can see right here. It says Dave Florist on here. There was a brick and wood, brick second floor, wood cornice, and it had these little projecting bay windows over the what was pretty typical storefront at the time. Working with what was there and what we have now, there's very little left of the existing. The only thing we're able to really find is this little brick window. This isn't even drawn correctly here, but this little brick window in the middle and a little placard that's a carved stone piece here that says Barnard, who must have been the original builder or the original owner. We did present this to SHPO, and because we did contemplate historic tax credits, and the feedback we got from SHPO was that there's just, other than this little piece about 10 square feet of brick and this placard, there really was nothing left there of the original building. So SHPO is not really into us like rebuilding something completely, based on what we think it used to look like. So anyway, bottom line is the owner wasn't that interested in pursuing tax credits, and SHPO wasn't that interested in this project. And so we just decided we would forego the historic tax process. And but that being said, we wanted to bring the look and feel of what it was in the 20s back. So that's what we're presenting here. So we'll have to rebuild some brick, rebuild some storefronts, and we will do the projecting bays.
Can you go through materials on all of that?
Yeah, it's simply right now. The original brick was just a light reddish brick. The bays were just wood. This was just a wood cornice up above, and the storefront. We don't have an awful lot of detail other than what we can make out in the photos, but we're just going to do it as, what would have been there originally. And we're really just, if you look at the construction drawings that, Kate, you can take back the meeting now and put back up your drawings. Yeah, so painted wood and some brick, and then clad wood.
Okay, for the board's edification, again, this is a project site review, and our jurisdiction is the comment.
It says
Are there any
fiber
comments?
cement panels on the section. Is that correct, Jim? It says fiber cement panels on the section.
For what, above
The bays and above,
the windows?
yeah.
Yeah.
So where's the aluminum clad wood? I don't see that.
I think just the windows up above would be an aluminum clad wood window. Just a
Oh.
double.
Okay.
Everything else is detailed as wood. And the doors would be a commercial grade wood, an Anderson or comparable product.
Any other questions or comments? I'm hearing that the Landmark Preservation Board is in support.
Yes, I have no problem.
Anybody have any issues?
This will be great, I think.
No, I think it's such.
It will be a major improvement, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think-
All right, that sounds great. So the comment by the LPB is one of support and approval.
Yeah, I think we could also ask Bob Haley. I joined in by phone late. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Bob, you're too late.
Yes, Bob.
Too late, we're all done, Bob.
I hear you. Okay. Gee, I had a whole list of good comments to make, but I'll leave them for another time. No, I think I was just simply going to support the fact that a historic photograph having been used as a significant reference in this new design. I think it's a very positive thing to state.
Okay, very good.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for letting me go first.
Hey, Bob.
Oh, no problem.
Everybody have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, moving forward, we have a space that's been added for painting. Kate, you want to?
I'm just quickly, so I sent this all to you yesterday. Because it came in yesterday and I thought, oh, let's just get her done. Here is the house as it is on Circle Road. And these are the paint colors that they're choosing. So the house body would be a sage green, and a red front door, and this Yorktown green shutters. And I think it is sort of a buff color at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, oh, and the trim will be white. don't know if anyone has any concerns about that, but that,
I don't know.
Looks fine.
It's fine with me.
Okay, so I'd like a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept as submitted.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? Thank you very much.
okay.
This might be a record short meeting too. Kate, before we go though, do you want to kind of fill people in on the happenings on the temple?
Yeah, on the former Pet Temple, and I wanted to bring this up. I am in receipt of a certificate of appropriateness for the new development on the temple site. Of course, the sanctuary, as we know, is the protected piece on the site. However, and this is actually also why I asked Catherine just to be on the call in case you had any questions. But, this is a major project and involves both the Board of Zoning Appeals and the LPB. And so we're needing to coordinate our review. And so sort of the question is who goes first? Who will be the board of jurisdiction for this particular project? And so in consultation with Catherine, the Corporation Counsel's Office, and with zoning, we've determined that the BZA has sort of the wider latitude for considering the larger impacts beyond what the LPB's scope is. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback. If people could mute until discussion.
Yeah, it's very hard to hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Difficult.
Can you, let's see, we could have, can you mute too, Lisa?
Let me, hang on a second. I keep getting kicked off, so I'm, hang on. Oh. Can you hear me?
I can certainly hear you. Yeah. Is everyone else okay? Can you hear me okay?
It's better, yeah.
Okay. We determined though that the BZA should be because it has that wider scope of review, really, we decided that the BZA should really be, it seemed most appropriate that the BZA should be the board of jurisdiction. So basically the board that, if you will, goes first, or at least there are variances that the applicants will be looking for. We're waiting for the BZA to get its materials to review, and then the BZA will basically signal a green light that, after review, the BZA would then say, okay, LPB, go ahead and review the C of A and basically send back your decision on the C of A to the BZA so that it can make its final decision. So in effect, I'm waiting on the C of A. If not, the board doesn't have it yet to review because we are going to wait for the BZA's initial review. So we're in an attempt to coordinate both of these different boards and agencies. So, Catherine, did I get that about right?
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
My question is, can we get the information in terms of what they're reviewing, like for instance, what variances they are requesting at this point, so that we're at least understanding the flow, the string of requirements and requests before we look at it?
My understanding is that they're still working on that, and that would be certainly something that once that paperwork has been submitted, I would definitely share that with the board.
Yeah, that's great, Kate. our goal here is to be knowledgeable with the process that others have done preliminary reviews. Our goal is to stay within our jurisdiction to support the project. So thank you for the heads up early, hopefully, before our meeting.
Yeah, yeah. Catherine, did you want to add anything?
Can't
I
hear.
don't know if she's still there.
She's still here. She's muted. There you go.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Kate, I think you covered everything really well. Our decision was, as you said, the checking over the lead agency standards for under seeker. It seems that the BZA has the broadest scope for decision making because of their wider scope of review. So that was our basis for that decision. If you have any questions, just please let me know.
No, I think we're fine. I think Kate and I, and as you mentioned, we all had a conversation, and not only for the purpose of review and the broader scope of review, but the LPB really isn't in the position to perform lead agency duties. So I think it's a good, wise move, and we'll be involved to the extent that we are required, and
Right.
Kate will keep us posted, and we'll be in good shape.
And I will be sending out the applicants of that CFA a letter stating this fact so that they understand that why the review is not happening at this point.
Kate, I would ask you in conversations with the BZA and the applicant, maybe a good thing in this letter that you're going to send out is to just confirm the footprint of what the LPB has approved to be saved, which is beyond that back wall, includes that other little shorter addition that includes the back steps, as well as the stairs going down to Madison Street. So we just want to make sure that from the very beginning, that footprint is what we are looking at, just so we don't get that falling through the cracks.
Yeah, as soon as, you're right, Don, that's a critical point. And as soon as the council had changed the definition of what was to be preserved, I suggested that to Kate that we submit a drawing outlining that original plan, so it was very clear. That would be still very helpful to have as a specific graphic to represent the council's change of designation of what was to be preserved in front of everybody for the whole process.
Right.
If that's not done, Don, you're right, Don, if that's not done, let's, Kate, you could check that out and see if there is a graphic that would help everybody instead of, verbal. And we could help with that document, as I suggested at that time, because we have the drawings. Secondly, Don, this will be a project review, wouldn't it? Yes, this will not be a discussion phase.
That's right.
It will be a
CFA.
CFA. So that's excellent. So we know the guidelines, we know the limits, we know what our agenda, our purview is, and we need to let the others, including the public agenda, be independent of our range of considerations. So.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Kate. And anybody have anything else? If not, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I do. I wanted to say something, Don.
Hi, Tom.
Don, and this had to do with Jim Knittel, our discussion over his presentation rather quickly. But I wanted to say that I was struck by something that Jim said, apart from the building on Warren Street, and that was the reaction of SHPO and some others to this plan for redoing that building, that they should show so little interest for such a thing, when I think Jim presented a great plan for this renovation, was a personal disappointment to me. They may have been able to justify not wanting to give any positive support, but I think that the project deserved a better response than what it got, if I understood Jim correctly.
Yeah, I was surprised too, because it really, although perhaps the materials aren't 100% authentic to the original, they really did a very good, they've done a very, very good reconstruction, historic reconstruction of that front facade. So, and I think there is precedent for taking a building that has been altered and sort of bringing it back and being able to apply the tax credits. And that, for example, Willow Lofts is an example there, where they were able to, after some work, were able to get some tax credits. But perhaps it was also because the owner was not that interested in pushing it.
I was going to say that I think SHPO jumped on the fact that it was so modified that there was so little integrity left, and then when the owner apparently didn't push, it was an easy out for SHPO. But Tom, I agree with you 100%.
Well, the owner is one thing. I'm criticizing SHPO's response, no matter what the owner might have thought.
Right. Oh, so am I. So am I, and I think we all are. I don't know if there's anything that can really be done. If we were to go and advocate or criticize SHPO when you don't have the owner behind you, that's not going to give us any. That's not going to gain anything. But no, I was surprised.
My point is, I think that our board did fine with this review, and I think SHPO didn't.
I agree.
What did I missed the very first part? What was SHPO's position? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. I wasn't checked in.
SHPO's position was that the building had been way too modified. There was not enough left. And then the fact that Jim also said the owner was not that interested in tax credits, so it wasn't pushed.
Okay.
And so that's just kind of where it goes. But I
Well,
think SHPO certainly could have stepped up to the plate there. But
We probably should get a copy of the letter from SHPO, just so we know.
That's a good point.
let's
We
see if we
know
can get to that
exactly.
point. I don't know if they even went that far.
Well, I'm pretty well, I would imagine that if they said anything, they would have it in writing, and we should probably have that in writing before. Because sometimes words can be taken out of context, so I don't know, and it might be a combination of things. So we should just have that. If Kate,
Kate, can you get that?
Yeah, I can. And just to, I'll go ahead and see if I can get that letter. Because I agree. I mean, there must have been some conversation, and I would expect there was a letter as a result too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you for your comments, Tom. Anything else from anybody?
Just quickly, there was a chat on the chat. A member of the public, who Doug, I believe it was Doug Zamelis, if I'm not mistaken, wrote a note about, so just so everyone knows, can you see that note? Can everyone see the chat note?
yes.
Could you read it?
I may need to pull you in for this too, but the LPB is required to notify the applicant if it's going to take longer than 30 days for a review. And that is in part the reason why we're having this conversation today, and there'll be a letter that goes out to the applicant explaining the position of the board. And it's not, my understanding, it is not consent of the applicant, but rather the board has to inform the applicant its reasons for a delay in review.
Okay. Sounds good.
Kate, can you remind us who is Doug?
Doug Zamelis, actually, Doug, he is representing the owners of the Sherbrooke apartments that are behind the former Temple site. The Ward Wellington Ward apartment.
Yeah, I assumed so, but just for the record.
Yep.
All right, great. Thank you for that clarification. Anything else? Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain. Safe and have a good one, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone.